Fantastic. A huge warm welcome to this week's edition or event of Women of Wisdom. We are so excited to have you all here. And if you are watching this recording back, thank you for taking the time to have a listen to some really inspiring stories from women who are doing life a little bit differently to the norm. They're thinking outside the box. They're thinking, how can I level up my health? How can I level up my choices in life? And we have got some incredible women to showcase for you tonight. Before we get started, I would love to know, and if you are on here live, please pop in the comments, would you agree that as women in our season, and we're looking, on the sunny side of 50, would you agree that as we were growing up, we were raised to look for jobs, for professions rather than opportunities? Pop a 1 in the comments if you agree with that statement. We were put through the school system. You're going to be a secretary, a nurse, a teacher, a stay-at-home mum, whatever that looked like, and we weren't taught how to be entrepreneurial, how to look for opportunities. If you're watching the recording, the chat is going off with number 1s over there. We were taught the model, the traditional model of working for 40 hours a week, 40 years, 40 weeks a year, and then retire on 40% of our wage. And I guess for me, as well as a woman, going through the different seasons in life, raising a family and all that kind of stuff, retirement was something that was always on the back burner for me. And it was not something that I necessarily looked to plan for, because I was so busy in the thick of raising my family and just getting by, basically. So when I got to a certain age, heading towards 50, I started to think about my superannuation and my financial future, and thinking, I haven't really planned very well for this. My superannuation was really quite low because I chose to stay at home with my children when they were little. And when I really looked at my super fund, I just thought, you know what, when I retire at that age of 60, I'm really not going to have the life of retirement that I had planned or worked really hard for as I raised my family. So something came along for me almost 8 years ago. So just to introduce myself, now that I've had that little intro, I'm Denise Whelan, and I have been with the Beautiful Juice Plus company for coming up to 8 years. When I found this, I was a high school teacher teaching health and physical education. I was going through those motions because that's what I always thought you had to do. You had to find a job, and then, you retire and raise your family and that kind of stuff. But when this opportunity came across my path, I was just really curious. I had never run a business before. All I knew was being a mum and being a teacher. And I hadn't looked for opportunities because I didn't realize they were out there. No one had actually offered them to me. But I just randomly stumbled across something on social media, and the post was about creating an extra $500 to $1,000 a month in my life. And I went, that would be nice. Like, is that even a thing? Is that something that you can actually do? So I just got really curious, and I asked the lady who put the post up on social media, and I said, can you please tell me more about this? And she started asking me some questions. And one of the main questions that stuck with me was, what would you love to have more of in your life? And I had to stop and think, because I'd always put myself last. I'd always put the family first. I was so busy being busy that I never had stopped to think about that question. But when I thought about it, and I would love, play along with me in the chat, if I was to ask you what you would love more of in your life, what would you say? And for me, the answer was, I want more time to spend with the people that I love, and I want to spend more time doing the things that I love. At the time, I didn't have the resources. I didn't have the time resources to have more time. I was so busy being busy, and I didn't have the financial resources going forward to do the things that really lit me up. So I leaned into this business, and I thought, this could be the thing that could change everything for me. So I dipped my toe in. I kept teaching full time. But at this stage, I was 52 years of age, and I definitely had not thought about a plan A or a plot twist in my life at this stage. But, we have navigated lots of plot twists by the time we get to this age. And so I just said, what's the worst that can happen? Let me have a go at this. I should have thought, what is the best that can happen? Because at the end of 2017, I actually built my business in pockets of time. My business, like I said, I'd never run a business, and I didn't know what running a business was like, but it never felt like something extra on my plate, because I got into really inspired action, and in pockets of time in and around my full-time work, I built and created an inspired group of women, and some men, but mainly women, who were just like me, who wanted more choices in life. So at the end of 2017, I was actually able to walk away from full-time teaching, and I stepped into this online space. And ever since then, I cannot tell you the gifts that it keeps on giving me, this business, this community. And most recently, it's just another beautiful awareness of the flexibility and living life by design that I've been able to create. I have a little grandson who's just turned 2. I live in Queensland. They are down in Melbourne. And my daughter is about to have her second baby. Now, that baby is due in about 3 weeks' time. But I got a message from her last Friday saying the baby looks like it wants to come sooner. The obstetrician is saying, we're going to bring you in 2 weeks early. And she said to me, Mum, what do you need to do? What do you need to change? And I honestly could put my hand on my heart and thought, I don't need to change anything. I can, as soon as you tell me this is what we're doing, I can jump on the plane, I can fly down there and I can be with you. And that is what Life by Design is all about, making sure that you are there for those important moments. So that's a little bit about my story. I could talk so much more about it, but I want to showcase some of our other women of wisdom. And I'm going to come back later on and read some of these comments for those people who are on the recording and can't read them live, because I can see the chat going off over there. But we're going to hear from Janie and we're going to hear from Tammy about how they came across this business, how they came to be some of our WOW community and what this business means to them. So over to you, Janie.
Thanks so much, Denise. I love being on part of this amazing WOW community. Us women of wisdom, we have so much to offer. So as Denise said, I'm Janie, and I came into this community just over a year ago. I actually came across it 3.5 years ago, and stupidly, I said no. And I kept saying no because I was so skeptical about this kind of business. It was a really big mistake, because now I'm in it. It's just makes so much sense. There is just so many opportunities. And for me, the community is really important to me. I've been a sole trader for the best part of 30 years in the natural health industry. And in 2018, unfortunately, I was involved in a car accident. I was rear-ended and pushed under the vehicle in front. I didn't actually think I was that badly hurt, because I walked away from it and thank God everything was okay, apart from the car. But unbeknownst to me, my injuries got a bit worse and I actually had to give up my business. I wasn't able to do the hands-on work. And from that, I actually became homeless because I was unable to work. I was a stay-at-home mum. And when my kids were little, I actually moved to the UK and lived there for 13 years. And there was no super when I left. So I came back after my marriage ended with nothing. I came back with 2 children and the clothes on my back, pardon me. So anyhow, jump forward. I was couch surfing, living in my van, staying with family, and I'm going, there's got to be more than this. I have worked my butt off since I was 16, and I used all my savings after the car accident, and it was a really tough time. So, and then COVID hit, and it was sort of a bit of a silver lining for me, because my daughter was living in the Kimberley in Western Australia at the Purnululu National Park, or commonly known as the Bungle Bungles. And she actually asked if I would go over and teach my granddaughter's School of the Air, because they couldn't get a home tutor. And I jumped at it because I didn't have anywhere to live. So over I went, and I was there for 12 months. And then unfortunately, the mandates happened and we all lost our jobs, and we came back to the East Coast homeless again. And I was sitting there one night going, I can't do this. I'm too old to be doing this now. I need to find something that I can rely on that isn't going to be dictated or taken away from me from injuries or whatever. And I'd been following Denise on Facebook, as I said, for 3.5 years. And one night I went, oh my God, I want her life. And I reached out to her, and the rest is history. I jumped in, and to say that this community and this business has changed my life. In amongst all that, I decided that I wanted to open a sanctuary for homeless women suffering with depression and anxiety, because that was me, and I was struggling to find any help outside the normal medical route. And Denise said to me, this could be the vehicle. And this is the vehicle that is going to get me to open that sanctuary to help as many women as I possibly can. Us baby boomers often didn't work. We often don't have anything behind us. And this community is showing me that there is another way. You don't have to do a job. You don't have to work for somebody else and make them money. And as I keep saying, the business model is just amazing. And I used to say to my granddaughters, they would ask me, how many spoons do you have today, Babushka? And if you haven't heard of the spoon theory, look it up, because it's really good with people with invisible illnesses. I don't have to worry now. If I don't have any spoons left, I can work from my bed. I can work from my sofa. It's literally fits everybody. So if you've been sitting on the fence and wanting to know more about this, please reach out to the beautiful person that invited you here tonight, because it really is life-changing. And for us, we need a community of beautiful wow women. Thanks, Denise. And I'm going to pass it over to beautiful Tammy now.
Oh, Janie, that was so wonderful to hear your story. Welcome, everybody. My name is Tammy. I'm actually a bit of a baby in the group. I can't believe I'm actually 50, but I have my wisdom streaks. I've earned them. And I'm here. And I really, really want to share my story about, how I got here. I've been with the Juice Plus company for 5.5 years. And I'm just going to start off by saying I was a kid that didn't really finish school, didn't really have much inspiration to, didn't have goals. I didn't know what I was going to do. And I just kind of blew with the wind like a little leaf to see where things would take me. Ended up being a mum really young. And I thought, well, that was a pretty, not exactly the plan either. And I just went into, like, from really young, I was always a hard worker. So even though I had a baby, I actually went to work as soon as my first one was a boy, since he was about 1. And I just worked my butt off. And before I knew it, I had 2 kids. My youngest was a late teen, and I'd spent most of my time, I'd actually fallen into the New Zealand film industry, and it gobbled me up for about 16 years. And I thought I was doing the right thing because my parents were kind of gypsies. They didn't really have real jobs or anything. And I was constantly at them like, why can't you just get a real job? Didn't even know what that was. So I ran away with the circus. I completely missed a whole chunk of my life, my kids' life, everything. And then came out one day and just thought, what the hell am I doing? And so I got a normal job as a rep so that I could get a house and a mortgage and the grown-up things that I was still doing, in my 40s. So it was also my daughter becoming really sick that was a bit of a wake-up call for me, and realized that I wasn't where I needed to be, which was home with my kids. I'd been paying nannies and things for most of that time, and I really, really missed out. I was furious at myself. And another thing that was going on was I was doing all the things. And I actually was dabbling in online businesses before I left film or anything, because I just had a feeling that there was something in it and there was something more for me. And I kept on gravitating to online. Once the internet started to explode, I started to feel like there's something there for me. And I wasn't tech savvy. I didn't know what I was doing, but I tried a few things on for size and they just weren't quite the right fit for me. And then when I came across this opportunity, I wasn't actually looking anymore. I was burning myself out doing the day job. I was a Zumba instructor. I was running women's meetings at my house after hours. I was running my dogs at night because I didn't have enough time. And I remember coming across this and just thinking, what on earth are you doing? People are going to laugh at you. You've already made a fool of yourself a few times before. Why would you, But I went along to a meeting. I met Tanya Hunter, who is now my upline. And she answered all of my questions beautifully, and I wasn't looking for a business at that point. Like I said, I just wanted a bit of cash back on my products because I thought they might help me with my sick daughter, which they did. So that's another whole story, but I ended up in the business by default. And then I saw a training by a beautiful woman called Linda, and she was talking about wearing too many hats. And I watched it and I was just like, oh my God, that's me. I just can't keep up anymore. I'm exhausted. And then I thought, gosh, something's going to break. before it's like I get a break. And I broke my foot. I broke the first thing in my life that I ever broke, and it was mid Zumba class in front of everybody. And I had the most face down moment in my life. We just all come out of lockdown, and we were so excited to be dancing again. We were so excited to be together. And I got sent home for another 10 weeks at least. And I really thought hard about my life and what I was doing and about this business. Then we had a second lockdown, and like Jamie said, a lot of us lost our jobs. Well, I had the option, and I just decided I'd had enough. I was really exhausted, and all that time at home made me realize the benefit that I could give by being at home more and by investing more time into this business. And by that point, I'd started to change a few lives, you know, including my own. And I had also fallen in love with this community, the people, you know, everything about it. And I really felt like this business was right for me. It really, like, I'm so passionate about nutrition and health anyway. I was always commenting to people what they should take, and what they should eat, and how they should live better. And this was just perfect. So, you know, yeah, 5.5 years later, I just couldn't be more grateful to be here. It's literally changed my life. I'd like to end that I was really smart, and I did, you know, get that normal job and get a mortgage and a house. So when the decision to retire happened, because I've actually retired out of my job, I sold my house and I actually moved up north and bought a much bigger piece of land. And I bought my dream home, and I brought my family up here and my kids up here, and I've now got 6 grandkids living with me. And my dogs and my chickens and all my animals, and it's exactly what I imagined would happen. I just didn't know how it was going to happen, and this opportunity opened up and let it happen for me. So I just wanted to see what would happen if I went all in, and I'm not looking back. I'm not taking any other job offers or anything at this point. I do have a supportive family, but they're very aware that this is my passion, this is my heart, and I'm you know, not about to go and work in the circus again, or you know, hospitality was another one. I'm home now, and that's where I want to stay. Apart from our wonderful trips overseas to see everybody.
Amazing.
So yeah, that's
Jamie.
me. Thank you so much. Yeah.
Beautiful. Thank you so much, ladies, for your stories. You know, the emotional revenue that I get out of hearing those stories time and time again, and they're all so different, but they're also heart-driven. I just absolutely love it. And when I understood inside this business that it's a business model that will pay me for the rest of my life, I can build it, and then on the 10th of every month, I will get money into my account, so I don't have to rely on that super. I don't have to rely on anybody else. Like Tammy said, you know, you really get to do life on your own terms as an independent woman. And that's not to say that, you know, you're not necessarily in relationships or not, but just to have your own security and your own independence is such a job, is such a just an absolute gift here. And the other thing for me, when I was looking into this, at our age, we need to know that what we are pouring our heart and soul and time and effort into is something that's going to be worthwhile. It's got to be something that's been around, tried and tested for a long time, because we've been around the block a few times. And like Tammy said, she's tried a few different things. So we need to know that we partner with a company that is not going anywhere. And our company is 54 years strong. It's had the same leadership team at the helm. It's got a world-class product, which I'm about to talk about in a moment. And even the network marketing profession, like Janie shared before, sometimes people tell themselves a story about, is this a valid business model? I'm here to tell you it absolutely is. I've heard way too many stories of people that are making such an abundant lifestyle here. And it's just a relevant way to create a smart extra income in and around your life in the 21st century with everything else that's going on as well. So as I said, we need to have a product that we believe in, that people will want time and time again. And I, as a health teacher, when I came across these products, I was just so excited, because I'd been teaching for all my teaching career around fruits and vegetables and why they're so important in your body. And here was a way to get it so simply. So I'm going to give you a really quick overview of what the products are and what they do. And if you would like to know some more, whoever's shared this with you, please ask them for some more information, because this is going to be, like I said, a really quick little overview. So when I was teaching, I taught body, mind and soul, which is really important to have all those aspects in balance with each other. With the body component of your health, inside your body, we have 3 main systems that dictate your health and vitality and your energy. They are your immune system, your digestive system, and your nervous system. And all those systems work together. With your digestive system, they call it your second brain because it's that important. So if I think about our immune system, I love that we have our products, which are our foundation products. We've got our fruit and veggie capsules and our berries, which make the rainbow. Inside here, there's 33 varieties of fruits, veggies, and berries that have been grown, vine ripened on the plant till the peak day of ripeness, picked, processed whole. They're made into a slushy, they're frozen, they're snap frozen and turned into a powder that has all the integrity of the phytonutrients locked inside. They're popped inside a capsule, which is also plant-based to stop any oxidization happening. Because as soon as you pick a plant, it starts being oxidized and the nutritional value goes down, which happens with these. That does not happen with these. I've actually been lucky enough to go and visit some farmers who grow the kale that goes into our veggie capsules, and just watching the love that goes into the growing of our produce plus the processing is amazing. One of my favourite and original studies, we have over 20 gold standard peer-reviewed studies at independent universities. One of my favourites is around our immune system. And with our fruit and veggie capsules, they increase your natural immune response by 4 times after only 28 days. So within 4 weeks of flooding your body with these nutrients, your immune system is already 4 times stronger naturally. That just lights me up. So that's our immune system sorted. They're our micronutrients. The thing that got me over the line as a health teacher as well was the fact that we care so much about children's health. And our company sponsors children between the age of 4 and 18 absolutely free on these beautiful little gummies that are 22 varieties of fruits and veggies, just like the capsules. And the reason we have these in our children's bodies is because we've done the largest children's health survey in the world, and it's shown that kids have less days off school, less visits to the doctor, they poop better, they sleep better, they crave more fruits and veggies because like attracts like. And I love that our company cares about the whole family. That was a really big tick for me. That's our immune system sorted. With our nervous system, our essential fatty acids, we need a really good source of essential fatty acids or omegas. You may have heard of them. Our company did 10 years of research to get this product just perfect, including right down to the capsule that is cold sealed, which means the oil inside is perfectly preserved. I love showing these because they look like liquid gold. So our omegas set us apart from so many others because they are totally plant-based. They have omegas 3, 5, 6, 7, and 9, and they come from cold-pressed plant oils. You can see the little nitrogen bubble in there that preserves the oils as well. And the capsule is cold sealed. So the oil inside is really beautifully preserved, unlike some maybe fish oil capsules that are heat sealed and the oil inside is rancid. And fish actually get their omegas from eating algal oil. So we've taken the algae out of the ocean onto plant-based farms again and just treated them with so much care and respect. Just a fun fact for you, every single cell in your body, the membrane around the outside has 1 molecule of protein and 1 molecule of omega. So every single cell in your body needs a good source of omegas. So this is why your body hums and sings when you flood your cells with essential fatty acids that you have to get from your diet. There's our nervous system sorted, and our digestive system. We need some good macros. We need good proteins, fats, and carbs. Again, I've been teaching this for so many years. And enter our complete powder. So again, plant-based. All of our products are plant-based, 100%. Gluten-free, dairy-free, and they are non-GMO. I love that we have the pantry packs and we have the on-the-go packs. Chocolate and vanilla are also plant flavors. They have pre and probiotics in them. They just flood your body with so many superfoods that just add more plants to your diet. They're super convenient as well. This afternoon, I've been making some protein balls with the chocolate and some lemon slice with the vanilla. So I love playing with this as well. You can make pancakes, protein balls, smoothies, you name it. My smoothies in the morning are just packed with these. I actually throw my capsules in there as well because it's another fast, convenient way for me to just get it all down in my throat. And I feel so good when I flood my body first thing in the morning with all of this. As women growing older, we need a lot more protein. And enter the newest kid on the block, which is our Perform. And this has 25 grams of clean protein per serve. Fantastic. Like I said, as we age, but also if you're doing, some workouts, and hopefully that you are, because as we age, we need to do some weight-bearing exercise for our bones as well. So we need to make sure that we have some good protein. And then, of course, we have programs that all of this go hand in hand with just to help you set you up for long-term habits and get you into those healthy habits like thinking about other things that you're flooding your body with food and good hydration and movement and sleep and all those things as well. But for me, these are always brought to life by the stories, and I'm now going to cross to gorgeous Rach to share her experience with our products and program.
Thanks, Denise. It's so wonderful to be able to share on tonight's event. Thank you for inviting me. Look, before I have been on these products now for 8 years, and I can't believe it's actually been 8 years. At the time that I was introduced to these products, I was a single mum. I'd just come out of a really difficult toxic relationship, and I was working 3 jobs to make ends meet, and I was just burning the candle at both ends. I had a young child of 4, and he had a lot of anxiety. So there was a lot of emotional stress in the household, and I was pretty much in survival mode. I also had very significant levels of pain in my body. I have endometriosis, and I was taking painkillers around the clock. And from those painkillers, I got reflux. So I was taking something for reflux as well. So it was just like this vicious circle. And I was pretty much focusing on, whenever I did something for my health, I was focusing on what I could take out of my body, like depriving myself of carbohydrates or sugar or whatever it was. So it was really, at the time, my body, I just felt like it was constantly letting me down. If I did exercise, I was in pain for days. And it was just, I was missing out on spending time with my little boy, doing the things that I wanted to do with him. So my sister actually said to me, she just started the product. She had 2 kids under 2. And she said, oh my gosh, you need to try these. And I was like, not sure. My background's nursing, so I was very skeptical. But I have to say, when I looked at the research, there's nothing that will stop me ever taking these products. I've never seen anything like it. The research speaks for itself, but what it does in your body speaks even bigger volumes. So for me now, instantly within the first week, I got a boost of energy. I was waking up feeling like I had actually rested, and I was sleeping much more soundly. At the time I started, the omegas weren't around. So the omegas for me, when they came, were next level in terms of my nervous system. So I just felt like they were a warm bath, just bathing my nervous system. And it just it helped me sleep even better. And I looked back after about the first 4 months and I thought, hang on a minute, I'm not taking pain relief. In fact, I hadn't been taking pain relief, and I haven't taken pain relief. After that first 4 months, I literally only take pain relief if I get a migraine or something, but I don't need it for endometriosis pain at all. My gynae was just blown away. He was just like, whatever swamp water you're drinking, just keep doing it. I'm like, whatever. And so now I just am focusing on what I can put into my body, which I love, because it just feels like such a better energy, what I can flood my body with. And I get so many compliments about my skin. I mean, I just turned 53 weeks ago, and people are like, what? Are you serious? And I'm like, yes, I am. I have the gray hair to prove it, but they're just like, your skin, hair, nails, like everything's glowing. And, you know, I just am eating now not to survive. I'm eating to thrive, and I can exercise. I go kayaking with my son. I walk up mountains, and I just feel like it's given me an opportunity to age backwards and claim back some of the lost years where my body was a bit of an amusement park. And to be honest, I'm still a work in progress, but this one simple change was just like, it's just the one simple change. It was so simple. I'm like, well, if I just can take some capsules, I can do that. Even though I'm so busy, I just did that. That's all I started with. And then I started with the shakes because I was skipping meals and stuff like that. So it was really simple. I hand it back to you, Denise.
My goodness, Rach, absolutely shining, absolutely glowing. And I've seen Rachel in person, and she's just absolute ray of sunshine, and you can just see the joy that's coming out from within her. And we're just so happy for you, Rach, that you've been able to create this for yourself and make that beautiful life for your son as well, and be active. You know, as we age as well, we sometimes think, I can't do that anymore. But if you take care of yourself, like, you're the only person you're going to be with all of your life. And if you take care of your health, then you're going to be able to keep doing the things that light you up and make you really happy. So as we wrap this up, as I mentioned before, I was asking people to pop some things over in the comments about what they would love to have more of in their life and what lights them up. And there's a very common theme. It's more freedom, more choices, more chance to dream, more travel, more community, more connection. And we have all of that here. This is a home for anyone who feels like that they need more of that inside their life. And you can see by the gorgeous ladies that have shared tonight how lit up they are from within. I just love it. Our whole community is like this. When we all get together, gosh, the town knows when we are in town, I tell you, because there's so many happy, smiling women around who are just loving each other and supporting each other. So I just want to leave you with some questions that I'd love you to think on. And my first one is, what are you waiting for? Are you waiting until you have enough to live the life that you want? What are you waiting for? Are you waiting for Friday? Are you waiting for holidays? Are you waiting to be less busy? What is it that you're waiting for? Why are you keeping on waiting? And what if you could actually create something that would pay you for the rest of your life, so that you're not relying on, the government? Beautiful Bronwyn in this community, this is something that she never wanted to rely on, and now she's got the vehicle that she doesn't have to do that. What if you could create something that it continues to grow? It's not a finite amount of money that's here. You can just keep growing it forever. And my favorite thing, and I get goosebumps when I think about this, what if you could leave a legacy that will go on to pay your kids and your grandkids forever? Because with this business and this company in particular that is 54 years strong, it's not going anywhere. And what you build today is going to leave a legacy and leave a ripple effect that will be felt all around the world through generations that will be impacted by what you do here. So thank you so much for our beautiful sharers. Thank you for taking the time to be on here live. Thank you for taking the time to listen to this recording. If this has brought up any questions for you, please reach out. We would love to welcome you into our WOW community, our Women of Wisdom, because we know what's going on here and we know where it's at, and we would love to show you the same. So thank you so much, everyone.